let's do a live, I guess. This is what I'm working on. This is another area where I'm working on. I wanted to come up here and just share. I don't know what I wanted to share. But anyway, I'm trying to do a live today. I'm trying to get motivated. I'm trying to get some of my own projects done currently. I have a backlog of work I need to do that I'm not motivated to do. So, I'm just inviting you to come hang with me. I'm working on these little sweet baby quilts. I just finished 2 of them and I need to trim them, but I have a whole bunch more. So, let's do this. If you're here, please make a comment because I don't know if anybody's here at all. It really does help me. Let me see. Trying to see if it's even showing on YouTube that I'm doing a live, but we're working on this quilt. And let me move you a little bit. And in a minute, I may go on the computer. Anyway, so let me move you back so you can see currently what I'm working on. My puppies are here with me. I may have to kick them out. So let me see. Hopefully you could see. Sometimes because I have that, let me move that window, this camera is gonna focus differently because it creates a glare. So I just finished these 2 little quilts, and I'm gonna go ahead and start working on another set of little quilts. I am using my scrap batting, and I don't know if you can see how beautiful. I'm gonna move you, okay? Hopefully it's okay. Let's see. Yeah, the glare is not there. Look how beautiful the quilting is. It's a very basic little baby quilt top with muslin. At the time, this is probably a quilt top that I did so long ago that so long ago, so long ago. Hi, how are you? Nice to see everybody here. Let me see. Hi, how are you? Thank you for being here. Annette is here. My volume's low. Thank you for letting me know. That's such a blessing. Hold on, let me go a volume here. Okay. Let me increase the volume. All right. Monitor volume. Is that better? That should be a whole lot better. It shows that it's better. And also too, maybe I need to move this closer to my face. Sometimes it's the volume is low. Hello, how are you, Mary? Hello, quilting friend. Thank you for checking up on me. Yes, I know you messaged me last week and I messaged you back. It's been a hell of an April. Let me just be clear before, I don't want to bring you into my stupid ass drama, but it's been a hell of an April. I've had to make some really hard decisions. Really hard decisions. And I don't think I've I guess truly processed the decisions because they were such hard decisions. And this is involving family. I've had to make some really hard decisions concerning family. Anyway, do you know, I guess the way I could express it is if you have a family member that's on drugs and you're trying to do an intervention on them to do the right thing and they just love the drugs. And so in this intervention, you're going to have to just cut yourself away. Like, well, remove yourself from the relationship. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And so, yeah, the intervention didn't work. And I had to separate myself from someone that I really do care for. But I've already separated myself from them. And then I got back. I started communicating with this person, I guess in February. And I thought that this person kind of had straightened out. And it just, the biggest mistake is if you cut a person out of your life don't ever open the door again. Even if you feel bad or guilty or sad, just leave it shut. Just leave it shut. The person that I opened the door for did not change. And yeah, this has been hard. But anyway, I don't want to, it's like a bummer. Anyway, yeah, so when you messaged me, I was figuring out how to remove this person from my life. And a lot of like wrestling in your heart and in your mind, trying to figure out how to handle a situation, because it's not normal. It's not normal. It's not a normal thing to cut out somebody that you really love out of your life because you want them in your life. But some people are dangerous. Hold on. Let me just work on here. So thank you for looking out for me. I know some of you were wondering what happened to me and why I wasn't communicating. I think at the time I was not in my best I guess the best way I could explain it, I felt like someone exploded my life and my heart. And you know when you're doing scaffolding on a building and you're trying to repair it, I feel like I had scaffolding trying to like repair what happened, and any little weird move or any comment that could be offensive or any attitude that can kind of just, I felt like that would just make me shatter, if that makes sense. But I feel a little bit more stable, a little bit more normal, even though in making my decision, I pissed off a lot of people. I pissed off a lot of people, but who cares? So let me, wait, what happened? Let me move the camera over here. Something happened with this camera. Okay. Can you see? Okay, I have my hand there. Sorry. I'm trying to make sure which camera is working, which one's not. It says that this one's not showing, but it is showing on the camera. Okay, so let me get my act together. I'm working on these baby quilts, and these are quilts that I'm going to donate. And I know that there's some of you that I owe you a quilt. I have the quilt top. I purchased the back fabric to get ready to work on it. I have like everything to get it going, get it done, and yeah, I just, and let me just be clear, one of the reasons why it impacted my life as much as it did is I allowed this person to come and live with me. I allowed this person to be integrated with me, with my children. We made them a bedroom, and we moved them here from pretty far away, well, from El Paso, and I had to travel to El Paso for several hours. Can you see me? Sorry. To pick this person up from El Paso. No. Okay, don't drop the camera. And so it's just been a thing, and then to move that person here and then to remove that person from my home has been flipping insane. But yeah, so I had to remove this person. I had to evict them. I'm not a liar. I don't lie to people. I don't know how to lie to people. I don't know how someone could be in a car with me for 7 hours, full blown, to my face, lying. And I caught them in a lie. They're committing fraud, government fraud. They're committing federal fraud, wire fraud, bank fraud, Social Security fraud. And I had to report this person to the police so that I'm not aiding and abetting in a crime that I didn't even know was going on underneath my nose. So, yeah, it's been, sorry, but yeah, yeah, I don't know how to hide. But it's just been a mess. So, let me see. Something's wrong with this camera. Okay. Forget that camera. So let me get a baby quilt ready. One of the reasons I wanted to come up here is I didn't want to be telling y'all this crying because I feel so betrayed. Yeah, I didn't want to be up here like, oh my God, I can't believe what happened to me. But let me just be clear. I knew this person was not okay. I knew that this person wasn't right. I knew it from my childhood, from my past, from years. And I cut this person out of my life for 30 years, good 30 years. I've had maybe 4 communications in those 30 years with this person. And I wanted to try. You know what I mean? I wanted to try. But yeah, it's kind of sad. But thank you for wondering. You know, and I'm going to just tell you, like, she's not on drugs. The jerk off is not on drugs. She is being scammed by a person on the phone. She's being scammed by a person on the phone. She is, like, you know, the romance scams. That's what's going on. Yeah, romance scams. And this person is old. This person I'm dealing with is old. And she's my mother. She's being scammed by someone, and she's also now participating in the scam, and it's my mother. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, poof, poof. Like it. Yeah, it's my own mother. It's my own mother, and so yeah, it's horrible, but. I feel like it's almost like, you know, when you're dealing with a person who's on drugs and that's just what they love and that's what they're loyal to and that they're committed and they're sold out and nothing you tell them will change their mind. That's where this person's at. You cannot convince her otherwise. And and if I were you, there is a Facebook group. It's called This Guy, This Scammer. It's literally all over Facebook, Reddit, everywhere. This guy's everywhere. His name, his title name, it's called Let Love Lead. He has a Facebook group, and there's a whole Facebook thing about how he's a scammer, how he convinces older women to give them money, how he says that he's going to show up and be there for them. And my mom has been participating with this human being for since I believe before 2015. So, yeah. And when I brought her to come stay with me, she said that she wasn't dealing with him anymore, and she just lied to me. And so, and she does. This is a horrible part of it. She does everything he tells her to do. Everything, and it's insane. But if you look in a Facebook group, it's called Let Love Lead. And there's a scam, whole thing of what this person has done to so many women. And one of them, it's my mother. It's my mother, believe it or not. And I have a whole bunch of family members that watch me, and they're pissed off at me because I removed her from my life again. Oh, well. Yeah, they're mad at me. They're raging out. They've lost their mind. They are offended. they're pissed, and but it's okay. They are, and what is it? There is this weird in baby boomer entitlement. I'm sorry, I'm going to talk about this. I didn't come up here for this, but I'm going to just share this. There is this generation that my mother comes from, where it's honor your parent, right? You know, honor your parent. And I honor your parent. And the scripture says, honor your parents, where there's a covenant promise before God that says if you honor your parent, that you will have long life and prosperity. There's also, and it's in Ephesians, there's also another scripture that says, parents, do not bring your children to wrath, or do not weary or don't bring your children to weariness or to be weary. I may not be quoting it right, but it's kind of there. So I have a couple family members that want me to honor my mother to the point that I end up in jail for her, that I go to prison for her. And I don't think you should honor anybody at all when it can destroy you and your children. My children are very close to me. They live close to me. They're by me. I don't think it's fair for my mom to expect me to put my children on the line so that she could commit fraud. But I have family members, and maybe they're watching today. They feel like I should turn a blind eye. They feel like I should just tolerate it, enable it, and no, I have too much to lose. And I don't think it's you. I don't know. So if you have family members that are crooked, conniving, that are manipulative, that that want to take advantage of, and we all have it. I know a lady, her son ended up having surgery, and he pressured the mother to give him $50,000, and she's in her 80s. Like, I don't think an 80-year-old should be giving or supporting a child that's already in his 50s or 60s. I think though we love our children or we love our family members, I don't feel like, and this is the problem. You tell this human being that what they're doing is wrong, and they gaslight you and say that you're the one that's crazy. So, yeah. So I know you, I'm sorry. I'm telling y'all my business. I didn't want to come up here, but I think sometimes maybe like you see the long arm and you see the laser and you see, like you see God's been good to me. I'm just going to say that God has been so good to me, and I feel in my heart that I have to protect what God has given me. I have to protect it. And he didn't give it to me to let someone in my life come and destroy me or destroy it. He didn't give me my children to destroy them. For me, to let someone. So I've been dealing with, let me see, I've been dealing with family members. Like, man, family members just railing into me and my brother. And then, this is beautiful, they throw in Christianity. What kind of Christians are y'all? It's so crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, we're going to work on, I'm so sorry. Why am I even talking about it? Maybe I'll delete this video. Maybe not. Maybe pray for your family, man. Pray for your family. Pray. There's predators out there that want to hurt people you love. And it's really sad because, like I said, I haven't had, there was, in 2023, no, 24, she was losing her house. She was losing her house, her $350,000 house, because she wasn't paying her house payment. And I went into her home. Her home was emptied, completely emptied, because she sold everything to give the money to this man, this person. And I remember telling her that I would give her money, that I would get her house current, which at the time would have cost close to $10,000. But then the next year I'd have to pay another $4,000 for the taxes. So I wanted to get her current and get her going right. And I told her, just no more of this, no more men, no more of this stuff. And give him a chance. Give him a chance. He's a good guy. And you're seeing your family member imploding on themselves. Yeah, and so I walked away and I let her lose her house. Isn't that horrible? I let my mother lose her house. I let her lose her house. And instead of paying for the house and paying for I bought a laser. I bought a laser. And if I sit back and I think about that decision, after what I just currently learned, I made the best decision of my life doing that. Because I didn't know how bad the situation was until this time, until currently. So anyway, so yeah, I'm letting you know why all of April I was gone. I moved her in April 1st. And let me just say this, I have it all documented in pictures and video. I have all of it. And I had to evict her, April 25th. And let me just say I evicted her. She never paid me. She never paid rent. She never paid for nothing. Like, I let her move in, and I had to move her out. And worst thing ever. But yeah, I am recovering from that. My hope, I went, and honestly, I'm going to say this. One thing I've learned is, like when you're helping, loving somebody, and you're doing good by somebody, and you're just trying to be a blessing, and there's this underlying, like, why do I feel weird? Why doesn't this feel right? Or, ooh, that just doesn't, listen to that. I'm serious. I believe that's the Holy Spirit warning you. That is the Lord. I would, like when you walk in a room and someone's gossiping about you, and you're like, well, are they gossiping about you? But then they're like hugging you and kissing you and telling you're the best person ever. And they have a beautiful, lovely mask on when they see you. But then something like it just feels weird. Like something like, listen to that. I should have listened to it better than I did. I wasn't listening to it as well as I should have been, because I was believing the manipulation. I was believing the lie. And I was thinking that things had gotten better. Or maybe I wanted to believe. I wanted to believe that things were better. But no, I haven't had a very healthy relationship with my family members, a lot of my family members, for years. It's been a year thing for multiple years. But you know what I've learned? You may not have a good relationship with your family, but maybe you have a good marriage. And my marriage sometimes was really hard too, but it's a whole lot better now. There was times where, when you're married and you're married to somebody that just doesn't get you. But, so yeah, I'm just sharing. Hold on, let me see the hand pink waves. I don't understand what that means. All right, let's see. So I'm sorry I'm sharing, but so yes, it's usual. Well, who's sober? It's not. Thank you for catching alive, and I'm sorry I'm talking about this crap. Let's see. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna post you. Thank you. Yeah. I did try, but let me just be clear. I regret it. I think it was the worst decision I've made. Hello from South Texas. Yes, honor is earned. I love that. Honor is earned. Yes, ma'am. Love that. But, so thank you for being here with me. I'm sorry I'm venting. I didn't want to come up here and talk about this crap because it's horrible. It's horrible. It is horrible. I wish that I really was hoping, this was my hope. So you want to hear my hopes? Because in Hebrew 1, faith is things hoped for yet not seen. My hope was that my mom and my children and all of us would just like be restored, like just a place of restoration. I was hoping that let me see if I could. I was hoping for just like healing. And I'm going to be clear. For years, a lot of people have been part of my life, and for years, people would say to me, very lovingly. Let me see. They would say very lovingly, "I hope you have a restored relationship with your parents." And 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 I've always kind of like, nope, not gonna happen. It's not happening on this side of the road. And I drank. I had a very kind of like cut and dry way of thinking about stuff like that, and I really did have a very like, it's not gonna happen. I'm not opening the door. I'm not communicating. I'm not gonna try. Um, but this year, I don't know what made me try. So we're gonna quote this one, okay? This is a quote that Chris, the lady who we did live streams with, she's the one that quoted this or pieced this one. What I wanted to do today is just get something done. I'm not going to put any pressure on me. I feel like I'm emotionally drained. I am. I came up here yesterday to Long Arm, and I was so, when you just can't. I've been like that. But today I'm kind of forcing myself to get out of that, because at the same time, when I don't get nothing done, I get so frustrated with myself, because I know this will bring joy to me. And not only will it bring joy to me, if I finish it and get it bound, little quilts are so easy to get bound. I know that these sweet little quilts I could give to little kids somewhere in a restaurant or somewhere random, and I'm doing some good in the world, just doing some good in the world. So I'm just trying to do some good somewhere. So yes, okay, I don't know how to do this. So I'm sorry I just spilled that on y'all. Yeah, well, Wendy, all you can do is pray for them. Yes, ma'am. Yes, my mom lost her own house because she gave all her resources to that person. My mom ended up homeless. Yeah, isn't that horrible? Yes. Some of you are like shocked. My mom lost her house. Not only did my mom lose her house, my mom sold all her items within her home. She sold her bed. My mother used to have a beautiful house. She had a beautiful house. She had a beautiful home. My mother had a perfectly pristine home. Like, it was clean. It was put together. It was beautiful. My mother had a beautiful home. My mother just had a beautiful house. The house is probably twice the size of my home. And she had beautiful furniture. I remember, and I'm sorry, she had a beautiful glass table that it had a rooted tree under it, like a tree holding the glass up. And I think the table itself was worth probably thousands of dollars. Like, my mother had a beautiful house. And in 2000, I don't know exactly when it was, 2023 or 2024, I went to go see her. And in 2018, her husband died. But I think she was already communicating with this person way before that. So yeah, she lost her home. It's a beautiful home. A beautiful home. It was a $350,000 home. She lost it. And she sold all of her furniture because this person, every month, he would promise to come and pick her up, and they were going to go on the sunset and live their best romantic life, whatever. He would every month said, "Oh, I broke my foot. Do you have any money to help me with the hospital bill?" He'd bring up, um, he'd bring up, uh, "I broke my shoulder the next month." I mean, this guy. And so here, under the pressure, under the emotional, psychological pressure, my mother would sell her stuff, send it to him so that he would be okay. He'd be okay. And she lost her home. So, in that, she didn't pay her taxes, her insurance on the home. And let me just be clear, my mother is not financially destitute. She's not broke. She has money, meaning she gets her monthly Social Security. So she has a good one, a good Social Security income that comes to her. She has a good amount of money. She really does. But it doesn't matter how much money you have if you give it to a con who's conning you. So yeah, she lost her house. I know. I'm sorry. She lost her house. She lost her house around 2024, and she ended up homeless. And I don't know what happened to her after that. I believe she lived with a neighbor for a couple months because she convinced the neighbor that, this is the month he's going to come get me. This is the month he's going to come get me. And he never showed up. He never came and got her, ever. And then the people that were housing her got frustrated with the whole situation, because I'm sure, just like me and my family, they weren't charging her because, anyway, she gives so much money away to everybody, to him, that she won't even take care of herself. So she kind of locks people in the family in to take care of her. Like a drug addict. You know what I mean? They're broke. They don't have money. They don't have, and so they'll manipulate family members to give them money or resources, and they'll milk whatever human being is that has resources for them. But yes, she lost her home. She lost everything. She she lost everything. It's miserable, man. It's embarrassing as a daughter to say that, because for many years my mom was a beautiful, hardworking woman. She was a nurse. She was an RN, and she was just beautiful. She's a beautiful lady, but she's still a beautiful lady, right? But just, it's kind of, something's wrong. Something's wrong. And but yeah, so y'all want to know what's Lorena really like, or these are, and that's just not even, like, there's worse. There's more than that. There's worse. Gosh. And I think that's why, if you see me, I'm a bit, I was a kind of kid that there was a lot of bombs in my life. Just a lot of problems. Just a lot of things that, and so as an adult, I control everything. I'm a control freak. That's one of the reasons why I got a laser. I got a laser because I didn't want to give someone the control to make what I wanted to make. I didn't. One of the reasons why I got a long arm is because I didn't want anyone else to long arm my stuff. I wanted, the way I am, I didn't want anybody to mess with my things. I wanted control. And I am a bit of a control freak. And I'm very distrusting. Anyway, so yeah, that's. And I try to manage everything. I'm a bit of a, yeah, I'm a bit much. But I also think it's a blessing because that's part of the childhood, I think, where I'm the kind, I'm going to be honest, I am the kind of human being that I am thinking 20 steps ahead in my life. 20 steps ahead. And I'm the kind of human being that, for example, just a basic example for my long arm, I have, what happened here? I think something's gone. Okay, I have parts, like parts for my long arm. I have 2 belts, 2 sets of needle, 2 different types of needles. I have handles, switches, like, because I'm always expecting something to go wrong, and so I want to be prepared in every way possible. That if something goes wrong, I can fix it. And so, just last December, I was working on my clients' quilts, and this, December is one of my busiest months. Okay, so I had a client send me. How many quilts did she send me? Something's wrong here. Okay, I had a client literally. Hold on, I need to fix something. She sent me. I think she sent me 10 quilts, not including my current local clients. She sent me 10 quilts, and hopefully you can see me. Yeah, I'm checking behind. She sent me a whole bunch of quilts, okay? And I was under so much pressure to finish her quilts. So here I'm finishing her quilts, and hopefully the mic is not on there. Anyway, my needle wasn't working on the long arm. Something happened to it, and I was like, what the hell just happened? And I was kind of like, here, I'm going to have to move you here. Like, what happened? Something went wrong. And I had to call Gamel for them to tell me what I did wrong. And I had to literally have them communicate with me because the needle itself wasn't working. And I said, I don't know what it is. Is it the motor? Did my motor go out? Now, the one thing I haven't purchased for my long arm, I haven't purchased a brand new motor because they say they rarely go out. So I've never purchased a motor. And the guy goes, I don't think it's your motor that went out. I think your belt is warped. So he's like, well, let me order you the belt, and it's going to take time. And remember, I have like a lot of quilts to get finished for my clients. And I go, don't worry, I have 3 belts. And he goes, oh, I go, just show me what tool I need to open that casing so I could put the belt on. I freaked the guy out. He goes, who in the world would have 3 belts? I go, me? Because I don't want to be in a position where something goes wrong and I can't control it. And isn't that crazy? That's me. And one of the reasons I'm like that is because of the way I was brought up. There was always in my childhood something going completely wrong. Always. There was never any rest in my life, in my childhood. As a matter of fact, when I got out of high school, I promised myself that I would never live a chaotic life, ever, ever. And since I graduated high school, I've never, because I micromanage everything. I'm that. And I felt like when you're a kid and you can't control circumstances, and you have parents that are just a bit, I don't know what they're a bit. People who do the stock market, like they're jumping in with the unknown. They just jump in and don't care of the consequences that come with jumping in. I don't jump into anything like that in any way. I didn't like I scanned my husband. Like I as a matter of fact, I acted like a monster to see if he would switch on me. Isn't that horrible? My husband used to say, "You used to be horrible." But you know, my husband now says with my daughters, our daughters, he goes, you know, play with the box and see what Jack in the Box pops out. Like, he goes, your mom really put me through the course because she wanted to know what kind of person I would be. He goes, she was hard. I was horrible. And I'm gonna be honest, I was her. And I wasn't going to marry somebody uh, just because. And I love the man, but sometimes that's why we have so much divorce out there. Sometimes love is not that love is not enough. Sometimes it's hard to love a monster. It's hard to love a monster and give them children. And so I was the kind of person I was never going to get married. But anyway, so yeah, this was a situation that I didn't know how to handle it. How do you handle situations like this? But anyway, it's funny. It's crazy. But let me show you another quote that we're going to quote. Talking about quotes and then talking about my stupid life. Anyway, y'all, Lorena's Quilting Channel. Me and my brother, we kind of behave somewhat the same. I'm a bit softer. He's a bit more brash. And my son was like, now I understand why why the brashness, why the aggressiveness, why the frustration. And my son got to experience some of the mess, and he got to experience it for like a good couple days. And yeah, but I don't know, y'all. Right now, let me bring this down so you can watch me work, okay? I promise we're gonna have a great time. Oh, by the way, because of this, I want to do. Sometimes you just survive, people. I'm sure no other content creators sharing this bull crap with y'all. There's a girl, she's doing TikTok and she was talking about, stop, hold on. I don't want you in here. No, you're not going to be barking. Get off. How she's estranged from her parent. And I think she's estranged from her parent because, you know, her mom wasn't nice to her. Or her mom was a certain way, or whatever because it's on TikTok, the girl's talking about that she's trying to open the door to a relationship with her mother. And we all have reasons why we remove people from our lives. We all have our reasons. Mine's I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. We had to file a police report. Isn't that horrible? Filing a police report on a family member. And then I have other family members telling me that I'm exaggerating. And I have photos of it. That I'm exaggerating. I had to send the photos to the police department. Or my son did. We're exaggerating. No, horrible. Worst thing ever. But, let me just be clear. It motivated me to do a block swap now. I went on Facebook and I just want to do something that really brings me joy. It makes me happy and where I have fun and where I'm not grinding someone else's insanity. All right, let's see. So if you have a mother that was good to you, that took care of you, that provided for you, and that she's still, go hug her, go kiss her, go. Maybe she's old and annoying and she harasses you and calls you all the time, and she's just that kind of person. You're blessed. You are so blessed. You are so blessed. Maybe she's just annoying because she repeats herself and just, she's old. You're blessed. You don't have a mother that's committing crimes. You're just, sorry, it's not funny at all. Someone was saying, if you're like a funny person, is it because someone was saying, there was a kid, a comedian. He goes, are you a comedian because you're depressed? And the comedian said, no, the question you should ask me is if I'm a comedian because my parents were depressed. That's the answer. Here, let me move this here so you can see what we're going to work on. And I'm going to move you here. I'm going to move this quilt. So I was telling, there's this girl, she had a mother, of course she's kind of controlling parent, but a mother that like helps her, gives her a job, gives her work so she could be at home and take care of kids. And she like complains about her mother a lot. You know what I mean? We all have a thing sometimes. Hold on. And they knew that what I was currently getting into. And I told her the other day when I had to evict my mother and make a police report, I told her, go hug your mother. Go hug her. Go hug your mother just go hug your mother. Just go hug her. She loves you. She's trying to support you. Go hug your mother. She helps you pay bills. She helped you buy your house. Like, go hug your mother. Like, you have a great mom. You have a great mom. Hold on one second. Let me move you here. And then I'll look at so we're going to be, I just want to measure this. I'm going to do these little beautiful little quotes. And then I have a friend, she says, well, my mother, let me see. I'm going to do, anyway, I'm sorry. I'm looking, I'm turning here. Trying to pick a design. That's pretty. Maybe one. So, go. Hold on. Someone's coming, okay? Hold on. Someone's coming. I may have to let you go because someone's coming. Let me read your comments, though. Hi. I'm sorry. Hold on. What's up? I'm doing a live.
Oh, she just wanted to say to tell you something.
What do you want to tell me, Mom?
No.
I was the only one in Texas that won for my art show.
I love that. You want to? Can she share it on YouTube?
Yeah, I didn't know you were live.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
No, come on. Come on. Some beautiful news. Let me show you. You want to see my granddaughter? She's beautiful. Ready? I'm going to move you here. All right, ready? So that you remember. Does it show you good? Hold on.
Yeah, I see her.
Come right here. Okay, ready? We have some good news. Ready? All right, share. Share. Sure.
In school, I was the one that won I was the one that won in my school, and I was the only one in Texas that won.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, she's an artist.
So her name is L'Oreal, and she have a beautiful name. Her name is L'Oreal. You're so beautiful. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I knew you were an artist.
She's good.
I love you.
She came by herself. I let her drive right over here to come by herself. She was like, "Mommy's not there."
Yes, I'm quilting all these baby quilts.
Okay.
And
That's
thank
the
you for
work.
sharing that with me.
You're welcome.
I love y'all.
Love you.
Can y'all take the dogs out of
Yes,
here?
come on.
Thank you for sharing that with me, L'Oreal.
Thank you, Lottie. Come on, Blue. Come on. Come on, Blue.
Come on, Blue, let's go. Oh, she's fine.
Okay.
Thank you, Lavelle.
Yes.
That's who I want to protect. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she beautiful? That's what I want to protect. She's like a little artist. Hopefully one day she did some art. I want to share it. When she was little story. When she was a little girl, and she was watching SpongeBob and SquarePants, and she literally did the SpongeBob, the SquarePants. She did the whole scenery, the whole landscape, and she was like barely like 3 years old. So she's like a sweet little artist. But I love that she comes to me and shares her heart with me, and I think that's what I wanted to just make sure. I want it to stay. I want them to still be kids. You know what I mean? I don't think I had a childhood where I was a kid. So now as an adult, I act like a kid. And I just want her to be a kid and just enjoy herself. So let me see. We're going to start quilting. I promise. I promise. Okay. I'm going to put sugar skulls. No. And then, let's see. Let me make sure if it's... I'm going to put... I don't know if you can see... Can you even see the sugar skulls? Can you see over here? I wasn't going to get 4K cameras here. But, let me see. So, yeah. That's been my life lately. Isn't that horrible? But it's okay. It's good. Let me share some great news. My daughter renewed her vows. She's been married 10 years. And in April, she renewed her vows, and it was just beautiful. So I have some beautiful pictures of the wedding. I don't know if you've been here a while. There was my pastor from years ago. She has a church, and I ended up having to help her with her booths. So let me move you here. I'm going to move you here so you can see something with the light on this camera. So I helped her with her booths, and she let me use the location for free. The wedding location. The church was beautiful. Let me see, I'm using Frankenstein batting. So there it is. Can you see the beautiful quilting? I'll move you here for a minute. I'm going to bring you down, okay? She's so sweet, right? She's beautiful. She's my oldest granddaughter. Or she's the first. You know, the first grandbaby. Move you here. Okay, I'm going to move you here so I can sit for a little bit. And I can read your comments. She's the sweetest grandbaby. She's the oldest grandbaby. From my son-in-law and her, she has 3 brothers and sisters. Let me see. And she's so sweet. And then she did, I don't know if you guys in your area have to do STAR tests, where you have to pass certain levels of skills, and you have to do a test. And when you pass that test, you go into the next grade. So she's doing that. Let me move that here. I'm showing you that. I also don't want to just sit here and share the worst things of my life. I know the other day, well, a long time ago, I was really depressed or really discouraged. And someone said, "Oh my God, watching you made me so depressed." I'm not here I don't want to do that to anybody. But I also think I have such a beautiful life. But there's times or areas in my life where um, it's not the healthiest. You know what I mean? There's times, and that's I think everybody. You have maybe you have your best career, but your marriage is not okay, or maybe you have a wonderful marriage and you hate your job. We all have areas where um, it's just not together, and I think YouTube as what could be a problem with YouTube is people think they want to um, like have what someone else has, but the truth is that person has problems too. We all do. I do. And I feel like I want to be honest and share. Um, I feel like in my life I've won. I won. I got my bachelor's. I won. Or I got the long arm. I won. Or I got a long arm quilting business and I'm making money working from home. I feel like those are wins. But I also know that in my relationship with certain family members, I feel like uh, I've lost. Um, Not having a good relationship with a parent is a loss, and um, it's a loss everywhere. Me, my grandchildren, my children are losing out. I've lost out, but at the same time, um, I don't know. She's lost out. But we all value what we value. So, no, I'm not putting on a show. And one of the reasons I didn't want to come on here is because I was like, I feel um, I just felt so sad, because um, I thought, because she's 77, okay, she's 77. I thought that and I have like, my house is like a toy house. I have embroidery machines, I have lasers, I have tufting guns, I love crocheting, I love quilting, I love making quilts, I feel like we could have traveled. I love Big Ben. I traveled to Florida. I felt like we could have a lot of fun. Her in my life and her with my kids and my family. We could have just had so much fun and just really just, but that's not, that's not what she wanted, you know? And I have to respect what she wants. Um, she wants her man. She wants her man. And hey, man doesn't exist, isn't going to come get her, is just taking advantage of her. But I talked to Adult Protective Services. You can't do anything about it. You can't make her stop giving money to people. You can't stop it. You can't do anything. That's the mess of it. And to prove that she's incompetent, it's I think it's like you have to go to court, you have to get a lawyer. It's gonna cost like thousands of dollars, and it's just like, ugh. But anyway, so I wanted to share this. I want to just be honest, because I didn't post all of April, and I'm the girl that posts at least once a week, sometimes even if it's a live, and I'm the one that kind of posts You know, I used to post twice a week. I wish I was that person, but yeah. But anyway, a beautiful announcement that's coming up. It's I want to do a block swap. So if you've done a block swap before and you want to do one, I posted it on Lorena's Quilting Facebook group. I want to do another block swap, and I would love for you to join me. I think I currently have 16 people that are going to do it with me. And if you do want to do it, please share a quilt block that you like. Maybe I'd consider doing it. Share a pattern that you would like to try. I also, I hope it's okay. I would like to do sew-alongs with y'all, meaning I would like to go downstairs, bring the switcher, and do live streams with y'all where we sew together. I think I would like to do a sew-along on the block swap, where I'll put, like, come on, let's sew along the block swap together. I'll schedule it on the Facebook group, and then I'll do live streaming where we get together and we make the blocks, so that if you have questions for me about, like, how did you do the half square triangles, how did you get the exact measurements, because sometimes some of the blocks people had problems with those. I do want to do more live streams on TikTok, but for some reason the switcher is not connecting to my current TikTok where I could do lives. I don't know if you guys would be interested in doing lives with me with TikTok. There is a group that's doing, hold on, okay, I'm going to just show you. It's showing, that camera's working. Let me see. Let's see. I had a bag. I have a whole bunch of stuff. For example, let me see if I could find it. No. Maybe I need a... There is it's called the Block of the Month. Sorry, I'm like going through my stuff. I'm looking for a book, if you're wondering what I'm doing. There is a book. Gosh, I had it. There was a book, I don't know if you would be interested in doing this with me, where, for example, where we sew along. And the reason I want to do this, okay, at this current time, I am motivated to do nothing. Nada. And I don't think at this current time that I have the energy or the motivation to sit down and sew alone. But I think if I do a live stream and then I have a couple of my friends get together and we sit and do a sew along, there is this book, it's called The Block of the Month. I bought it a long time ago. Let me just see if I can find it. And let me move here so you guys can see what I'm doing right now. I'm going to start. What is it? There's the, hold on, I'm trying to find the pattern, okay? Oh, did I find it? Maybe I found it. Nope, I don't have it. I thought I had it. I don't have it. Okay, forget it. Let me stop looking. What I wanted to do is maybe us get together and, am I here? Okay. I wanted us to get together and, I don't know if this would be something you guys would be interested in. Us get together and us sew together. I'm going to move you here. And the reason I was interested in that is because I have, and I'm sure you do too, you have a whole bunch of patterns or blocks or something that you intended to do at one time and have never gotten to it. And so either we could get together and just do a sew along with all, maybe you have a get her done project and I have a get her done project, and we schedule, and we could do it early in the morning, like 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock, and we get together and we do a sew along. There is, and just kind of gather, just us, and we have a project together, and I'll put it on Facebook, like, hey, let's do a sew along this day at this time. I'll go ahead and get the camera ready and we'll hang out together, and this way you can communicate with me. I also think on this switcher, if you wanted to, you could join me. I don't know how that works yet, but there's people that you could join me with your phone, and so I could literally post you and we could all work together and just kind of hang. Now on TikTok, I could do that. If you have TikTok, and you could literally talk to me through TikTok and we could share stuff and you could communicate with me and I'll share. Instead of it being a post here like this. I love your rug. Which rug? Oh, the bottom rug. I got it at Wayfair, okay? I got it at Wayfair. And it was really cheap. I think I spent $60 on it. So, so we could do a sew along. That's kind of like a thought. And either we could get her done. Please go join Lorena's Quilting Facebook group and tell me what you're interested in. We could do a sew along, or we could literally get a project. Hold on. And I know that predominantly I have, for example, I could make a pattern. Where are you? Where are you? Hold on, where are you? We could, hold on. I'm just getting a book to share as an example. It's not, nothing, maybe this is where the book, oops. And we could do a sampler, if that makes sense. You're probably like, where did she go? I'm right here. So, for example, I'm back. I'm back. Let me put you here. Did it go here? Hi. Okay. For example, okay? One of the things that I struggle with is I'm a good piecer, but I'm not a great piecer. And I want to be great. I'm okay. I'm decent. So I have, for example, like a sampler book. What I could do is I could make my own sampler, and then I could edit it and post it and then send it to y'all so we could do a sew along. Or there's this book, this guy named Alfred, he's doing this book. It's called The Block of the Month. And every month they get together, or every once a week or whatever, they get together and they work on one of the blocks. Everybody bought the book, either at Walmart or Amazon, and they did a sew along. Now you could do a sew along on TikTok where I could literally, if you have a certain amount of subscribers, I could put you down and we could talk and chat and communicate, and you could literally speak through the camera and I will hear you. I'm not looking at your, like right now, from, sorry, I have to go. What did so-and-so say? I'm not, like right now, I'm having to look at the screen and like see your comments, and then I post it so everybody can see what this beautiful My Time to Quilts said, my granddaughter's precious. And so sometimes you guys will ask me a question, okay? You'll ask me a question, or you'll say something to me and no one else sees it. Sometimes y'all will see it on the chat, on the live stream, but you guys may not see it currently. And I'm answering questions and you're like, why is she saying that? And it's because I answered a comment. But I was thinking like we can either get a book, like something like this. We can all buy, I think they come out, one of the books that young man, they're like $20, give around. But it's a block of the month, and then we sit down and we just do it together once a month. And we hang out, and then this is a long arm quilting thing. And some of you are long armers, and some of you are learning how to long arm, and some of you are learning how to do certain kind of skills. What I could do is once a month we come up here with the long arm quilting machine, and if you have a long arm, and we'll pick a pattern. For example, we'll find a pattern like this. Does that make sense? And then we'll sit down and we'll practice how to mark it, and we'll practice how to long arm it. And then we're learning certain, like stitching in the ditch. A lady was telling me that she wanted to do this on a quilt top. So she did a whole bunch of cross hatching, and then she wanted to do these curves, but she was trying to do it on her sewing machine and she was having a hard time. And so these kind of skills we could work on. And if you do that with me, or maybe I could just do a members only for long arm quilting and a members only for piecing. And a members only is you would have to pay a certain fee every month, which I really don't want to do. I just kind of want to do it together. But the reason I would do a members only for like for example, this skill, and you're a long armer, is because I would long arm rulers for you, send them to the members, and then we get together with the ruler and you learn how, and the rulers would be for free, but the membership is not, and you guys would learn how to do the ruler work. I don't know how it would work, but I think it would be kind of neat. Or maybe you guys could just buy your own rulers and we could just do it on YouTube and just try to learn certain skills. And maybe I could say, hey, you need a straight line ruler, you need to find a ruler that curves, you need a da-da-da-da, and maybe I can go ahead and design some of them, and if people are interested, I could sell them on Etsy. It doesn't matter. You could buy your own rulers. I don't care. I don't need money, okay? I don't need money. I don't need the memberships. I don't need to get paid. But for me, is for us to establish certain skills and get better at the skills. That's where I'm at right now currently. I want to get better at piecing, better at my skills. And I think like even better at designing. For example, hold on, let me see it. Anyway, let me put all my crap back. But just so that sometimes, like, I'll buy something. I bought a couple rulers, and I have it in a drawer, and I always intend to learn it. So, for example, I don't know if y'all ever use this. Let me put this back. So I would love to do like a class where we get a ruler, and this is, I don't even know what the hell the ruler is for. Oh, this is to make flying geese, and it's to make flying geese quickly. And it has like the instructions and the thing. And I go live. Of course, I'm going to practice. I'm going to figure out. I'm going to learn it. I would get motivated by sharing it with someone else. And we'll sit down, and everybody will have this ruler, and we'll work together as a group making flying geese. Does that make sense? There's also like this slotted, do not, half square triangle. Come on, let's go outside. Come on, little girl. And I don't know about y'all. Do y'all have a whole bunch of rulers that you've never used? I do. And so I thought, I bought this. It cost me $16. I bought these on Amazon. Apparently it makes half square triangles easier. Anyway, we could play with the ruler and learn a skill by using the ruler. And maybe someone will say, you know what, I bought this ruler, and you share the ruler that you bought. And I'm like, okay, I want to learn how to use that too. And then I'll go buy the ruler. And then we'll, as a group or as a community, we kind of figure out how to use a ruler and work together. I don't know. Would that be stupid? Is that crazy? Would that even be interesting? All right. So let me, those are just, I also have threads. Who has threads? I have this weird thread I want to give away to everybody, to anybody who wants it. Um, there's this weird, and it's this thread. They say it's great thread for quilting. I, excuse me, pardon me. This, it's a full polyester thread. I don't think I'll ever quilt a quilt with this, but some of you don't care. And I bought this at the Houston Quilt Show. It was pretty inexpensive. They said it quilts beautifully. I don't know. But even having a class, sharing with other long armors, and even you guys who just want to watch what different thread looks like for how it looks like when it quilts. Also, too, I would like to do a video on piecing with Omni thread, regular connections thread, piecing with, it's called Deco Bob thread. It's really thin thread, and sharing, because when I used to do the Sweet Honeybee and I would have my events, one of the events we talked about piecing with different thread thicknesses. So Omni thread has a certain thickness. Connections thread has a different type of thickness. It's because it's 100% cotton. I think Omni thread is cotton, 100% cotton. There is Deco Bob where it's real fine, thin thread. You could literally, I did a class where we used different threads, and you could literally feel that the quilt block itself felt heavier with certain threads, and it felt lighter when I used, it's called this Deco Bob thread. So there's stuff like that. I just, we're going to do the block swap soon, and I just kind of want to integrate more community events where we get together and sew together. I've noticed that since all these things are going on, there is a sense of, I just don't want to do anything. I don't know if it's because I'm overwhelmed. I don't know if, I even asked my best friend, I go, do you think I'm depressed? Do you think I have a depression issue right now? Do you think, and my best friend's like, no, I don't think you're depressed. I think you're just overwhelmed by everything that's going on. But I'm really like, I came up here and I long-armed, and I'm the kind that I could be up here forever. I could quilt forever. And I am so proud when I go downstairs and I have those beautiful queen size quilts quilted. As a matter of fact, I have 3 of them that I'm just putting binding on. I know some of you expected a different type of quilt. I have 3 quilts to give away, to send to y'all, to send to the community. I'm just trying to get motivated to do the binding, ultimately. I have the beautiful star quilt. I have a beautiful red Texas star quilt that I long-armed. And I have a beautiful tulip. It's more of a Christmassy quilt that I have that I wanted to give or share to my community. And I don't know if I should do members, like do a member channel, that if you're a member, you will be those people that win the quilts. I don't care. To me, I don't. Membership usually is on YouTube. Is you have to be a member and you pay $5 for the membership. You will see videos that no one else sees, and also there'll be giveaways there that are not done on my regular channel. I don't know. I don't know. But those are things I'm pondering, and I really want to get this year going. I think it's been a hard year to get my footing, especially after what went on in April. So those are thoughts. What do you think? Please talk to me. Share with me while I roll this. I'm going to roll this, okay? Please talk to me. I'm going to look at your comments in a minute. You're going to watch me rolling the quilt so I could get it done. My dogs want to come in. Why are you crying? You're such a crybaby. I also have gotten other cameras so that the view, what you're watching, is a better quality. Hold on, let me move you here. That camera just stalled out on me. I don't know why. I think my dog bit the wire. Isn't that crazy? So let me move you here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay? What I'm doing is I want to work on this little quilt. I don't know if you guys like me working on larger quilts so you can see me struggling. I've decided that if I'm working for clients that I'm not going to share those quilts because for some reason I get distracted and something stupid happens when I'm working on my clients' quilts. So I'm going to probably do edited content if I do content of my clients' quilts anymore. So let me move this here so you can see. That's this. Let me move it there so you can see that. I was thinking of doing another 24-hour live where, honestly, I really do love getting all the quilts done that we got done in the 24-hour live. It was like the best day ever. I really do like, I get very motivated when I accomplish tasks, and getting 15 Duns quilt in one day. And let me express how I feel about it. I feel like I had the best burger ever when I get I wanted to do up. I wanted to do a video on of all the quilts, and the reason I want to do some lives where I'm sewing with you is I had a whole bunch of little quilts that I did. Someone got pissed off on that live, but anyway, I think it discouraged me hearing one of y'all going at me. Anyway, it just like, oh, what the hell am I doing this for? Anyway, I was doing a live and I finished a whole bunch of like really beautiful little quilt tops. And let me get this. And it was so satisfying. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to do, and I may do an edited video. Maybe this will get me out of that weird funk I've been in. Because I did a challenge, I think last year. Hopefully it's showing. I did a challenge last year of getting her done. And I literally put one quilt a month to get done. And I believe if I'm last year, I think I only didn't quilt 4 quilts out of the whole 12 that I chose to do. Maybe 5, maybe 4, maybe 5. I ended up getting this beautiful, anyway, I think I'm going to do an edited video on some of the quilts that I got done, not including the fact that I ended up getting, I think it was 24 89 by 89 quilts that I gave away. I gave away 24, plus I also finished, I believe, either 20 or 15. I think I did more baby quilts, not including the 8 that I did for myself. And I do want to do that challenge again. I need to quilt that wolf. I want to put it in a show, maybe Houston Quilt Show. I want to finish a pattern that I did. Hold on, let me show you the pattern. I just saw it too. I did this quilt. Where are you? Let me stay up. Journal paper. I want to finish this quilt. I made a pattern for it. I think this quilt I want to put on Etsy, the pattern itself. And yeah, this. I need to quilt that one. And I want to embroider on this one, on the border, and do a video on how you put text all the way around. I could do a video. But anyway, And I really love when we did a live stream downstairs because I ended up piecing a couple of those beautiful pinwheel blocks, and I ended up putting 4 and something like little cornerstones in the corner, and I ended up putting 3 of those together, and they're bound already and they're finished, and my family loves them. And so one of the reasons why I want to sit down and sew together, because that kind of helps me finish things. So I guess I'm using you guys as a crutch to support me finishing my projects, but at the same time encouraging you and I to come together. And maybe if you don't watch my live, maybe when you want to sew your projects, you'll watch my live. We'll do it together anyway, because you can watch my live anytime. But it's neat if I could get us to do lives as a community, and we're sewing together, and then on Facebook post pictures of the projects that we're doing, or we could even do Facebook lives. I don't know if we could do that. I don't know how to do that yet. But you guys could post pictures of the projects that you're working on, and then on the Facebook community, we could communicate and share where we're at, and then another day we get together and we work together. At this current time, I have a friend that I do a sew along with at least once a week, or at least once a month, but I try to do every other week that we spend time together, and she's been helping me to get focused enough to sit down so that I could go ahead and add binding on quilts. And she's been one of the reasons why I've gotten some of the quilts bound, and then I hand stitch them at night when I'm just watching my TV shows. But those are some of the things I just was thinking would be fun to do, and as a community. So let me bring you here, and I'm going to share. We're going to sew this area, and I need to, let me stop. I'm going to move it here, and I'm just going to get this little quilt done. Also, too, I talked to Gamel, and they told me that I need to get the new program. Okay, done. I need to unsew it. Pattern unsewn. Okay, toggle. Okay, and then all right, let's get quilting. I'm just trying to get this quilt done so that I can say in May I got, hopefully I'll come up here tomorrow too. I can say in May I got some quilts done. In April I had some embroidery jobs that I had to do, and let me be clear, it was torture to do them. I don't know. Also, too, the first week of April, I got sick. And I don't know if I got sick because of the stress I was under. I got so sick. I think I got a version of COVID where I could not move. I could not walk. I'm a thread. Oh, you too? Threadaholic? Me too. Let me see. Let me move you here. And then I can move the camera to show what it's working on. All right, let's see. Let me see. Let me show you. Hold on. I don't know what it's called. I'll get it right now, though. Move you here. It is called, all right, hold on, let me see. Let me bring you down. This is called, it's called Wizardry. Can you focus? Do you see it? I bought so much of this stuff. Girl, I love you. Um, being okay, so I think one of the hardest things about being estranged, I can't say the word, um, estranged from my family. Somehow there's outside elements always trying to guilt me that what I'm doing is wrong. And it's really hard when you have um, when you have a society that uh, blood is thicker than water. When you have a society that says family to the death, you know, uh, it's just really hard when I was being. I have a uncle who I don't have a relationship with. He never helped. He was a father figure, right? He could have been a father. I didn't never had my father in my life. I've had 5 fathers in my life, but I never had my real father in my life, and I never had good father figures. Let me be clear. Um, there's no one that. So my uncle was manipulating me and harassing me and berating me that I need to be a good daughter, that I need to be a good daughter, and that I'm not a good daughter. And like you should have seen the. And I'm sorry, I don't like cussing, but I do cuss. You should have seen the bullshit that I was having him berating me about. Um, and I consider myself, I love Jesus Christ. He's my Lord and Savior. And I in no way say I'm a great Christian. And um, and for him to bring up the Word of God to me and berate me with the Word of God, honor your mother, honor your okay. But then the other day, I think he knew what my mother was doing, okay, but he didn't want to deal with her no more because he was taking care of her. He wanted to dump her somewhere and get rid of her because he knew what she was doing. Now, let me be clear. What my mom was doing is illegal, and she was doing it while she lived under his care. And I think my uncle just closed his eyes to it. He didn't want to deal with it. And so, um, it just but this man who wants to berate me and use religion to throw at me literally committed adultery with a married woman and stole a woman from a man. She was married to a husband and she had a child, and he went ahead and started having sex with her, and he took her away from her husband and family. And the reason she had sex with him is because she was a Mexican and she wanted to become a legal citizen in the United States. But anyway, he's berating me about me, about how I'm not a good Christian. But then like and I never repeated I never grabbed a rock and threw it back at him. I never because I just I didn't think I needed to. And I think a lot of people want to have opinions on how you should live your life, but you're the one paying your bills. And I told my parent, my mother, I said, I don't care what you do with your money, with your things, with your stuff. It's just not going to happen here. And if this is the life you want, I can't force you to do the right thing. Like you can't force a drug addict to go in for treatment if they don't want to. That you can't. And you can't force somebody to stop drinking alcohol or doing drugs or having sexual immorality. No one would stop me when I was doing my stuff. Like, you know what I mean? But it's crazy how when you're estranged from a parent, um, this is, it's just not normal for some people to understand. Like, my kids didn't know how messed up things were with my parent. They just thought that maybe, and I'm sure they didn't, but God, Mom, you never let us have a relationship with our grandmother. And they didn't know that my parent is a scary person and she's a dangerous person to have around. And, but how do you explain that to somebody who has a great mother? My husband has a great mother. He has a beautiful family. He really does. My uncle is a great father. He's a great, like, he's good to his kids. He helps his children. I mean, um, he supports them. He loves them. He wants the best for them. So even my uncle doesn't understand because he's a good parent. Um, so it's just so hard to. There's this. My brother has a girlfriend who has beautiful parents, and she's like, "How could you do this to your mother, or how could you, like, throw her out or evict her?" And uh, it's just hard to. Um, it's just hard to express to somebody who doesn't know what this is, who doesn't, how does a lazy man know what hard work is when he mooches off of everybody to do the work for him? Or um, how does a married person, like I'm married and I have a husband that takes care of me financially and he helps me, and I understand what it is to be a single parent because I saw my mother being a single parent and struggling and trying to just get milk for her kids. And so I understand it in the child's point of view, but as an adult, I don't understand that point of view. And so, I'm like my best friend. She's a hardworking single mother, working, like, just being a great mother, and and but you also see, the struggles of that. And I can't say I understand. I understand as a child, but I don't understand what it is to be grinding a 48-hour shift and then go home and grind dinner and laundry. I know what it is to grind now when I work here and go home and grind at home, but I don't have the, like, psychological financial pressures that comes with being the only one that provides for yourself. So I just, on TikTok, there's a girl who's estranged from her mother, and then the mother's like, I really don't want a relationship with you. And the girl's offended that her mother has already moved on. Well, people move on. And I think one of the things, I have a daughter that doesn't talk to me either. And because of my mother and my real father's relationship, I really want my daughter to have the best life in her, the best life ever. And if she doesn't want to have me in her life, there's no offense on my part because I know what it is. And maybe I don't think my daughter just wants the family pressure. She wants just to live her, like, travel and do whatever, and do things her way. And she knows maybe I won't agree with the way she wants to live her life. But at the same time, I love her that she has her beautiful autonomy. She has her own identity. And I've never told her, you need to have a relationship with me because you need to honor me. And because if you love your children, you want to let them be free. We all have a right to be free and to live the life that maybe, like, I may not agree with my daughter's life because I have a different point of view, meaning um, I have certain things that I won't do in my life, but there's things that she'll do in her life and she has a right to live that life because we all at the end have to look at ourselves and just see where we're at. And you know what, and I'm going to be honest, I screwed up. I should have never reopened the door. And I'm being honest, I never should have opened the door. And there's something in me that feels like that was the worst mistake you ever did. I should have left my parent where she was. I should have left her with the person that she was, because she respected that person. She followed his rules. I don't even think she did, but at least they were deceiving themselves and they got along great. I don't know. But I don't want certain things in my home. I don't want one day the police to raid my son's house or raid my house because my mother is committing fraud. And and the sad thing is I could prove it. I had to file a police report. And it's just horrible. But in my mother's mind, I'm keeping her from her boyfriend that's never showed up. And so we all have, and I hope, to be honest, that this person one day will pick her up and give her the life that she wants. I doubt it. In the last, 10 years, the man has never shown up. But I, and to tell y'all like my mom's committing a crime, or my mom's like, it's horrible. It's the worst thing ever. And I'm not doing to like disqualify her or gaslight her, or to say, oh, what I did was right, or it doesn't matter. I don't have to prove anything. But I think that this, and let me just be clear. I have a daughter who's estranged from me. She's done me pretty dirty too. She's behaved rotten to me, and I'm content with it. I'm content with it. I did open the door to her, and she broke my heart. She broke my heart. She broke my heart, and so I feel like I have a bookend. Like I have a parent that I'm estranged from, and then I have a child that I'm estranged from, and then I'm a person that has removed myself from this parent or from my family. So I have understanding for where my daughter would want to do the same. Like there's this weird kind of like I'm a bookend. But I love my daughter. But after this, I don't ever want to have a relationship with her. Because I think my daughter, some of the attributes that my mother is showing, like a narcissist, doesn't take accountability, doesn't apologize, doesn't see their part. My daughter's that way. She only sees, and then the play of victimization. I'm a victim. So anytime you try to communicate that, hey, this behavior is not okay with me, stop. You do not bark. Hold on. They act as if you're victimizing them. Stop. Cut it out. When they're the ones causing the harm. But so I kind of understand both, kind of like both stories. But no, I don't think anybody understands, and they don't need to. God, I wish I was on that bookend. Like, oh my God, my dream was. This was my dream. Oh my God, I'm gonna take her. We're gonna quilt together. I'm gonna bring her up here on YouTube and introduce you to all of you. I'm gonna go ahead and take her out. I went and I took my brother, because this has been devastating not only to me but to my brother. We went and got a pedicure, and both of us are sitting there saying, damn, this is something we would have done with our mother, and taking her to get a pedicure, taking her to dinner, taking her to just enjoy ourselves. When you go, I love my grandchildren, the one that won the award. He's been reported, Mom. He's been reported. He is reported. He is reported. They say that if a person wants to give money to another person, you can't stop it. You can't. And you just can't. But what was I going to say? Me and my brother were getting a pedicure. I took him. because me and him have been sleepless. We're worried about her. We're wondering if she's okay. We're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next? She already lost her house. What's gonna, like, who's gonna, like you're just running like a crazy psychopath over in your brain about what's going on, and you have no, your hands are tied. Your hands are tied, and so, um, me and my brother were like, we had a pedicure, and both of us go, this is so stupid. I would have been taking her to get a beautiful pedicure and had a great time. And what I love about my grandchildren, this is what I was bringing up about my grandchildren. I love dogs, and I'm not comparing my dogs to my grandchildren, but there's something about the sweet innocence of a grandchild that when you walk into the room, they don't judge you. They don't know what you've done to your kids. They don't know anything. All they know is that they love you and they celebrate you. No, can you have them out?
Okay.
Get them out. I'll be right down. I'll be done in a minute.
I got no problem. Come on, let's go.
Get them out. And that's to me the beauty of like beautiful, innocent children. They don't have a past with you. They don't have an opinion of you. Maybe your kids don't like you, but your grandkids will love you and adore you. Here. Hi, Arturo. Come on, go outside. Go outside. Go outside. Come on, just go. Go outside. Come on, go.
Come on, Blue.
Come on, Blue. Go, Blue. Go. Hi. Are you gonna go, Mama? Now, like my puppies, my sweet little puppies. Come on. My sweet little puppies. When I show up at the door, all they want to do is just celebrate you. And I guess where I got caught off guard is when I started establishing this relationship with my mother, I went in it like a little kid. Like I literally went and I erased all the stuff that she's done. I erased all the harm that's happened in my childhood. I erased all of it. I felt like, she's 77. I just want to go in with a clean slate. I don't want to talk about some of the stuff that's happened. I don't want to argue with her. I really went in like, just wash it all. And it was great for her when you do that. And I went in like a little kid. And she did a couple of things that kind of like shocked me. Like, she's not, hold on. Oh, she's not going in like a little kid. Are you there? Can you hear me? She's not going in with a clean slate. But anyway, I tried. I can say I tried, Sometimes in relationships with people, like with my daughter, I've really tried. I tried, and she didn't want the relationship. And sometimes you could try with people and try hard. And I really tried, guys. I got her a beautiful bed. I got her a bedroom set. I got her brand new bedding. I drove 9 hours to go get her. I drove her back. I mean, like, I really tried. But I was telling my best friend, she goes, what hurts the most? And I said, what hurts the most is, like when you work out and you work out and you work out and then you weigh yourself and you're fatter than you were, or the scale says that you weigh more. And it's so discouraging. But what's different, I think, like when you do that, it's you weigh differently. You know what I mean? So in this situation, I think she can't say I didn't try. Does that make sense? She can't say I didn't try. And I'm proud of myself for really trying. And no one can take that away from me. No one can take that away from me. But it's been hell. But and I said, what's really discouraging here is no matter how much I tried, I still didn't win in this area of my life. And I'm the kind of person that I feel like if you work really hard, if you try really hard and put a lot of effort, you can win. You can, if you work really hard, if you try to be excellent, you can win in areas of your life. If you work really hard at your job, and even if you don't win, maybe you can you grab what you learn from there, and it's still a win because it made you better. You learn differently. You're a little bit more tactful. You know how to get into situations. But in this situation, um, I didn't win, and let me get it. And nothing's wrong with that. Sometimes it's okay to lose. It's okay to lose. Um, but I guess the win for me, I'm sorry I'm even talking about this, is I tried with all my heart. I really tried with all my heart, man. And now no matter what people say to me or what's thrown in my face, they can't guilt me because I tried with all my heart. Let me go over this here. So, and I can honestly say that I want to try here with all my heart. I want to win here. And I think I have one. I want to win here with y'all. I want to. I had my friend that I sew with, and I was telling her what went on, and she's 70. She's 70. She's about my mom's age, the same age as my mother, and whew, Lord, um, and I think God gives you what you need, not necessarily from the people you need it from, but He gives you what you need from people who can give it. So I went and there's this lady who I used to work in the ministry for. She called me because she got real sick, and she's 78, and she asked me if I would go over. So I went over, and I helped her organize her room, and I made her bed because she just got a surgery, so her bed had some blood on it. Anyway, I just wanted to love her, and I just wanted to just give her a little bit. And let's just be mindful, okay, with everything that I did for my parent. She never thanked me for anything. As a matter of fact, she found things to criticize. She found things to not be pleased with. And anyway, this lady who I just went to her house to help her, I went there for like 30, 40 minutes. I also went the next day to go do something for her, and she gave me a featherweight. Oh my gosh, she gave me a featherweight. She gave me a featherweight, and a, a, a sweet little featherweight. And I paid her for it because she wanted to give it to me. I'm like, no, I'm paying you. But anyway, what ended up happening is she was so thankful. Oh my God, thank you for making my bed. Oh my God, thank you for coming over. Oh my God, thank you for picking me up today so I could get a haircut. She was just so thankful. And in the 30 days or 60 days or 90 days that I was in communication with my parent, there was no thankfulness anywhere. And I think that's God. When you don't get it from here, the Lord will bring you somebody who is going to just appreciate. And I didn't do hardly anything for this stranger, this lady who I used to do ministry with. I didn't do hardly anything in comparison to what I did for my parent. And I think my best friend was saying, so what's the lesson that you learn? Is like, you may not get what you need from the person you're hoping will give it to you, but God will provide somebody to give you what you need. So my friend who I sew with, I said, would you adopt me? I was like, would you adopt me? Will you be a mother to me? Will you counsel me when you see me not do the right thing? Will you speak to my heart? And she was so sweet. She says, yes, I will adopt you. I will love you. I will. And honestly, this lady, I've gone to her when I was wondering if I should pay my house off or not. And I went to her asking her for financial advice because I have a mother who doesn't have that skill set. And I think that was just real pretty, like, because of her counsel. And she told me, yes, pay it off. I showed her my paperwork, and she's like, that's a good decision. And when you don't get it from the person that you need, I believe that God will bring somebody who can give you what you need. So I don't want this to be like just like, it sucks, and it's really ugly, and it's really sad. But at the other end, I was like, well, Lord, you will supply to me the people that I need. Because maybe I don't need her because, well, she's not capable, right? She doesn't have the capacity to give me what I need. But it was really neat how the Lord provided that lady she was so thankful. Oh my God, you made my bed. Oh my God, you did this. Thank you so like. And here I bought my mother a bed. I bought her furniture. I decked out the room that she was staying in so pretty. And this is what shocked the hell out of me. And I'm not trying to be ugly about my parent, but this is the capacity that she's at. Um, this sure is a small room. You don't have a bigger room for me? And I was like, you just kind of, oh, it just, some people just, they just don't see themselves. And that's one of the things I've learned through all of this. Some people just don't see themselves. So I don't want to keep you guys. Hold on. Let me move here so that I can finish that. And I want to show you the little quilts while we're here. And then, but yeah. Yes, ma'am. You're so right. And honestly, my brother was so funny. He said, because this is not impacting just me, it's impacting my own brother, my oldest brother. I love what he said. But, okay, so, my oldest brother, me and him had an estranged relationship, and the reason me and him had a really bad relationship is because my mother pinned us against each other, or pinned him against me, and we had a really bad relationship. He hated me for years. He just hated me because I wouldn't let my mother manipulate me. And my brother for years thought that I was wrong for separating myself from her until my mother started behaving badly with him. But I couldn't tell, he wouldn't listen to me, sometimes. And so I became sometimes you have to become the villain in some people's story. I became the villain, which is, hey, amen. Right here. I became the villain in his story, and he, for 7 years, that he annihilated me. And let me just say this. There's people in your life that will annihilate your character. They will annihilate you. And there's a scripture in the Bible that says, what you sow, you reap. And there's a scripture, well, we all know that one, right? There's also another scripture that says, with much judgment, there's little mercy. And with much mercy, there's little judgment. And then it says in the Word of God, with what measure you judge, it will be measured to you. So there's people sometimes in our lives that judge us, but they don't know that the cup that they're judging you with, one day they're going to drink themselves. And so me and my brother had a horrible relationship because of my mother. And she needed an ally, and he was her ally. And so he was, it was really bad, okay? He was bad. And, well, everything he wanted for me, it's crazy that he's now living it. And everything that my mother wanted for me, it's sad that my own mother's living it. And so it's kind of hard, that's why the Lord says to love your enemy and bless them and pray for them. Those who despitefully use you and persecute you, pray for them. Because sometimes what they want for someone else is what they will live. Um, for example, and this, my mother wanted me to lose my house, and I've never wanted anything like that for anybody in my life, ever, never. And it's crazy that my mother lost her house, but she wanted me to lose my house. And then I had another family member that wanted me to lose my marriage. And they literally told my husband to leave me because I was evil, like that. And and they wanted my kids to leave me, and they wanted me not to have a relationship with my children. And they literally went to my children and just annihilated my character with them. But it's what's crazy is the person that did that behavior and was so bold to do it, their marriage got destroyed. Well, they destroyed themselves, right? They imploded on themselves. And the relationship with their children, they don't have one with any of their children. And so that's why, you know, the Bible says not to judge, because with what judgment you judge, it will like measure, it will be part of your life. Like you will drink what you are judging other people for. But um, yeah, it's insane. When I, like the other day, someone was going off on me, and I said, whether you like it or not, I have the upper hand. I have the upper hand here because I decide if I'm going to tolerate things or not. I'm the one that makes the decisions. I'm not the one, like, I don't have to do what people are asking me to do, especially when I'm paying my own bills. And that, I think, that could be very liberating, where you set yourself free, where no one can manipulate you, no one can play games with you. And you just, and it doesn't matter what you lose, because you're going to have, and I think my suffering, and I'm going to say this, my suffering has been a blessing to me. Because of my suffering, there's things that I won't tolerate. And I'm not willing to compromise in my life. So let me show you the quilt, okay? I know this has been a, like, I don't know if I'm going to leave this video up. I don't know. I just, I'm just sharing that in all this. I'm going to share the little featherweight that lady gave to me. She was just so sweet. She never had, and I paid her for it. I said, no, I'm paying you for it. But here in the midst of my chaos and all, like the struggle, the mental, like, oh my God, what's gonna, like, ooh, the torture of having a family member in a situation like this, and that they're not willing to see anything. They don't think anything's wrong with it. Like, I went to Valero and I saw 3 addicted young men that were all hunched over, and they were high, and they live in the streets. They're sleeping like outside, and I looked at them and I said, God, that person at one time is someone's son. She's someone's daughter. And this is where they're at. And that's how I felt like in the situation that I'm in. This is where my parent is at. This is the condition she's in. But anyway, in all of that, the Lord showed me, like, and her name is Sister Sylvia, and her just loving me and appreciating me, and almost saying to me, it's not you, Lorena. It's not you. Um, you're not doing anything wrong. You're trying your best. And I think when the Lord kind of does those kind of sweet little blessings, and then when she gave me the featherweight, the Lord knew. The Lord knows that I love featherweights. The Lord knows the thing that would just make me light up and be excited, because I found a little treasure. And in all this insanity, there's also been these sweet moments, like, ooh, when I was talking to Lana and I was crying to her. Sorry. She just grabbed my hand so lovingly and said, you know, we're here for each other. And I just thank the Lord for that friendship. I thank the Lord for that sweet, beautiful friendship. Because in my heart, I wish I could have that with my own parent. But my parent doesn't want that. But the Lord's brought me these beautiful women that just treat me like a child, they treat me like I'm important to them. So let me show the quotes. I'm sorry, oh my God. I'm trying to just not But if you don't get what you need, I promise you the Lord will give it to you. He's done for me. And he knew when I went to Sister Sylvia's, I was really discouraged what was going on at my house with my mom. And the Lord's like, it's okay. Look what I'm going to do. I also wanted to share with you, like, I've been asking the Lord to give me, like, different types of work. And He's answered my prayer. It's so exciting. I'm gonna share with you some of the work that's coming for me. And I'm just so excited that I'm going to be able to do that. I also think that God loves me enough that He's trying to distract me. And He good. All right, hold on. Let me show you. I'm going to unroll this. And tell me honestly, delete the video, Lorena. Just delete it. Maybe I should just delete it. I don't know. I don't see I don't see anybody else. Oh. Hold on. But I've learned a lot. Hold on. But yeah. Hold on. Let me. Do you see? Hold on. Let me show you. Okay. So I finished this one. I didn't finish this one with y'all, but I finished this one, and then I finished that one, and then let me unroll. Hold on. I may have to go. Oh no! My camera went out. My camera battery just went out. Oh my God. Let me show you. And honestly, I could say this. In all of this, I can honestly say that, hold on, I'm gonna show you. Look, we did that. We did that one. I still need to do that one. Wait, that one. But we finished this one together. Isn't that beautiful? And then, but I can honestly say, in all this chaos, I want to tell my children that I love them so much. Because they really, I think they got to see, like, they got to see things that they got to see for themselves, a small glimpse of what my childhood was like. And I think, because I used to tell my kids, you don't know what it is not to have a parent in your life. You don't know what it is to stand on your own and figure your stuff out. And you don't know what this is, because my kids have always had a parent, good parents, a husband, a father that's, and my kids are very, I've noticed that they are very, how can I say, thankful for their father. They're thankful for me. My son, my oldest son is like, I just got to experience it for a small moment, Mom. And I just didn't know how hard it was with some of the things that you've dealt with. And I think that's a win right there. I feel like I lost. I feel like, but if my kids kind of grab something out of it, I kind of won. Thank you, Kevin. Nice to see you. I still owe you a quilt, Kevin. Yeah, I haven't forgotten you, okay? But yes, I want to tell you, thank you for being with me. Thank you for letting me share it's sad, man. But, amen. It's over. I'm moving forward. I have, I was talking to this girl. I said, love your mother. If your mother helps you with your bills, love your mother. If your mother talks to you and shares deep conversations of her life and is rooting for you, love your mother. Like, and even though I don't have that, I still love my mother. I still love her. I still love her a lot. I just, Amen, right? Amen. Amen. But I love you in the Lord. I'm hoping I'm doing the blog swap on Lorena's Quilting Facebook group. I'm getting it ready. I'm getting the groups ready. Let me know what you want to work on. Ruler work on the long arm, sewing together, like all the things that I shared. And honestly, I thank you for letting me, I don't know what this is, letting me vent, letting me, I think sometimes when people see my jewelry, or they see the long arm, or they see the embroidery, or they think like, God, she has such a great life. I'm going to be honest, my life has come with a lot of sorrow. But at the same time, my life with the Lord has come with a lot of love too. And you can't have just one. You sometimes have to have all of it. So I love you in the Lord, and I bless you, and I thank you for your time. And I don't know, if you're estranged from a parent, yeah, my opinion, I should have never opened that door. But at the same time, I'm glad I did, because now I know.